Hey!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Thank you all so much for stopping by. After what seems like 3 years, we are finally going to be able to talk about Izayoi Sakamaki once again. Man, whatever happened to that anime, Problem Children from Another World? This anime was way ahead of its time, and it really truly does need a season 2. Saitama makes his way back to the YouTube channel after a very well extended period of time, and honestly, I didn't want to talk about him, but I just saw some posts on the Facebook debate battles of fucking Saitama and Othinus or some shit, and it got me thinking. I gotta tell you guys some of these comments real quickly. Yo, play that shit! Aside from that planet level fodder Saitama, Spawn is the other character that we will be talking about this video. I didn't know there was actually a fan base for this character. I mean, I personally don't care for him. He just looks like, you know, a ghetto Spider-Man who threw on a cape to act like Batman. I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say, but, you know, I figure that the Saitama fan base are just mentally deluded, incompetent morons. I could throw that into this video while talking about Spawn. You know, kill two birds with one stone, as they say. Unlike before with Izayoi Sakamaki, I will be talking about everything. First and foremost, his ability is to cancel out and destroy any other ability or power. He has a gift of divine miracle within his body, capable of canceling and destroying the effect of gifts. Gifts being abilities or powers or whatever you want to define it as. Despite having a divine art which can negate miracles, a powerful miracle dwells within his body, which would normally be a huge contradiction. Even some gifts that do not directly target Izayoi also seem very ineffective, as the Demon King of Confusion's ability to hide his existence did not work on Izayoi. He can create after images whenever he wants. Also, he has precognition as he honed his instincts that gives him premonitions of the future. Izayoi can conventionally interact with non-material things as if they were normal matter as long as it is supernatural. As we all know, Izayoi's gift is called Unknown. But did you guys know that this dude has existence erasure? Shut the fuck up, no you didn't! Code Unknown erased Maxwell, who could come back from death as long as a speck of their concept's influence remain in the multiversal structure, whose spiritual essence is made of the tachyon, which is imaginary numbers. Yo, imaginary numbers? BB? Among all the timelines, even by another name or a female, Izayoi Sakamaki will always rise to become the trigger that saves the world. He was chosen by human history to become the hero that just saves humanity. As a candidate of origin, the chances of existence of Izayoi Sakamaki do not fall below 100%, even when divided upon beyond infinite times. Yo, One-Punch-Man fucktars! My homie Izayoi Sakamaki's got A causality and immortality type 8. Izayoi Sakamaki has the ability to manipulate fate. As a candidate of origins, he can change the volume of fate by projection of the inner world to the outer world, which causes the manifestation of miracles. Spiritual essence is the fate value of a being. Those with a high concentration of it causes miracles to happen. Izayoi also has some abilities of the Sun Authority. The main one I really want to talk about though is creation. With half of the Sun Authorities, they can restart the entire history and make a new little garden. But let's move on to Izayoi's immortality, regeneration, negation, as it is to the highest possible degree. Izayoi can pass judgment even upon divine spirits who can enforce their authority to resurrect even after having their spiritual essence wiped out, whose true form exists outside the material world of Little Garden in incomprehensible higher dimensions. Divine spirits will emerge on all time axes in one form or another, regardless whether their stories and fables are existent or non-existent, and their true form would cause doom upon the lower layers of Little Garden. Another cosmology is capable of sending divine spirits to complete destruction who will always come back as long as their lore isn't destroyed, or a completely erasure of history of mankind from a large-scale super destruction ability. Code Unknown can also destroy opponents' cosmology. Like I said before, how he can enforce their authority to come back after having their spiritual essence disappeared, he also represents one existence across history and concept along with one's astral material and imaginary makeup. So hold on. You're telling me my homie Izayoi can destroy another character's cosmology? I'm about to take this shit very fucking literally. So yeah, he can destroy any cosmology he just so chooses to. Fuck it, why not? That's what it says, that's what it was stated. That's crazy. He is capable of killing pure-blooded dragons who are in perfect isolation of cause and effect of the world. Translation! He can negate type 5 8 causality characters. The gift of Leo carries carries concept of impenetrability and stands at the apex of its kind as it allows no exceptions. Even if an ability that were to render defenses useless were to be used, or the likes of Brahmastra replica spear of Indra was employed, it would defend the user successfully. Translation once again, you mongrels. Bro has invulnerability to the highest degree. You think that stupid ass fucking zero reverse punch time traveling shit would ever touch Izayoi? Those with sun authorities are capable of controlling the stars and galaxies of Little Garden and even taking them down. With the sovereignty of a star, you can summon and abide an overwhelmingly strong star, spirit, or divine spirit. Because Izayoi has the sun authority, this would allow him to be capable of breaking through past wind of death, which reduces the concept weaker authorities to nothingness. Sun authority Leo also protected him from the effects of Brahmastra replica spear of Indra, not missing a single hacks from my boy. Izayoi is definitely underrated, and he definitely deserves a lot more respect than what he has been given. With his gift, Izayoi can also reverse cause and effect. Oh wow, would you look at that, reversing cause and effect? Now that's kind of crazy. It would be a real shame if there was a character who could go back in time and punch somebody ignoring cause and effect or whatever that dumb shit is. Man, what a tragedy. Other cosmologies that oppose the order established by heaven and hell. There are countless entities scattered, and they all fell, including all of the elements of duality within the world, from creation, alpha, to destruction, omega. Heaven and earth, day and night, good and evil, prosperity and decline. These were all filled within a crucible and gave rise to the first disaster, at a time when the true form of the world remained indistinguishable, before heaven and earth were separated, before yin and yang were even born, and good and evil were defined. These dualities spilled and fell into the world as the smallest units, forming the foundations of the oldest cosmologies that reside inside Little Garden, or the Mandaji universe. So non-duality negation. Pretty good, pretty good. Izayoi is an abstract existence because why not? He can warp reality by using the default usage of another cosmology. This allows Izayoi to alter the surrounding world and any ideas by nature of being a distinct cosmology. He can manipulate the laws of the world. Sun authorities are amongst the highest class of authorities that one can have. Authorities represent control over certain aspects of the world that have been restricted by omnipotence paradox, or by the omnipotence paradox. In Izayoi's case, he carries the sun authority Leo. With Code Unknown, he's able to interact with time, space. Code Unknown pierced through Baron Lacroix's collapsing pocket dimension. It's pretty clear Izayoi is a hacks god, but we aren't even done yet. We haven't even gotten to his final form, the last embryo. All of his previous hacks are amplified to the fucking max, and let us just start, as he has way higher fate conceptual manipulation. Again, another example of Izayoi having godlike immortality negation is that, well, he turned the 6th avatar of the Hindu god Vishnu into her avatar form, and was sure he could have killed her if he had used Code Unknown. The multiverse is an omega conjuncture, which comes with Homura talking about the immense scale of existence of Little Garden, and talking about the infinities of sheer amount of universes that are in it. Honestly, I could put Izayoi at high hyper and scaling, but I don't recall him ever being able to transcend anything. Sadly, as cool as he is, I just can't see him as being outerversal. Like I said before, I don't really care much for Spawn, but I gotta give the character some limelight because apparently, like I said, there's a fan base, people want me to talk about him, and apparently he's very powerful, so fuck it, let's do it. And I know he's not a part of Marvel or DC. Hop off my f***ing nutsack! There are many different forms to Spawn, but this video will go over some more of the more notable feats and forms of Spawn. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about classic Spawn, so I'm going to move on to the more powerful versions of him to save everybody some fucking time. The Legion Spawn is called the Black. Spawn rises and falls through the floor covered in shadows. He can emerge from the shadows of the car's backseat. Okay, I get it. He can manipulate shadows. Cool. You're like that Dragon Slayer from fucking Fairy Tail. He can seemingly walk through walls and become intangible. Walking through jail cells is just an example. He can summon bats, snakes, wolves, bears, and more to attack this angel and then devour her. Ooh, creatures of the night! Scary. Alright, okay. Realistically though, finally a cool ability. He can stop time with the wave of his hand, or with his thoughts, something like that, I don't know. But he can restore time whenever he so feels like it. Good. Kind of getting worried. Okay, now that we're getting to the good stuff, we can talk about the King of the Hell Spawn, as that is the next version of Hell Spawn. This is Spawn after claiming the crown of Hell and gaining all of the power of the Hell King in issues 118 through 120. Although it was very short-lived and only a few issues came out, like, to be honest, honest, this is actually one of the better versions of Spawn. Since Spawn is the king of hell, it goes without saying that he has all the abilities of the Hell King. I mean, logically, it makes sense. Why would you... Never mind. Moving on. Malebolgia. Oh god, these names. Malebolgia is stated by God to have be delivered agony to billions of worlds and dimensions. Agony to billions of worlds of dimensions and dimensions. Okay. In his realm, Malebolgia is omnipotent. Also, as the Hell King, he has unlimited necro energy, choosing not to share it with his minions. It states that the King of Hell's Ace Spear was able to change timelines and send people through time. He can monitor others across universes, realms, and dimensions. Dead zones are stated to manipulate and control black holes. These are special manipulated black holes, even having severe negative effects like hurricanes and earthquakes. When Nyx became the Queen of Hell with Malebolgia, I fucking hate his name! She was stated multiple times to manipulate black holes. Okay, whatever. She can manipulate black holes, whatever. Spawn can manipulate black holes. Cool. Whatever, man. I'm stuttering over my own words. This is Spawn's second most powerful form, and don't worry, I will get to his most powerful form soon. First, here are the forbidden fruits that he did eat. The Man of Miracles explains that the real Adam and Eve story and the secret becoming equals to God and Lucifer. For Spawn to be as powerful as God or Satan, he must need to consume the fruit of heaven, or the fruit from the Garden of Eden. So with the power of eating the fucking apple, he's granted more abilities. Sure, whatever. It was God's power that created mankind, and it was Lucifer's power that created free will. As seen both by God and Satan with their most powerful locked up in immortal body type forms, he has instant regeneration from any physical damage, including brain stabs to the head or being bashed in. As stated by the Man of Miracles, they cannot kill each other at all due to their immortality. Both beings are equal in power. Well, that's rough. Quite tragic indeed. Only beings of significant cosmic power like Spawn cannot be affected by the changes in time. Okay, cool, so a causality. Whatever. Lucifer, under his own power, created 9 world-size like dimensions, complete with outer space around it, with 8 Hell Kings that can create more worlds or manipulate time themselves. God is stated to be omniscient and only unaware of humankind's fate due to forcing himself to forget their fate. Since Spawn also ate the fruit, he's also capable of the powers of Gaia. Gaia is stated to be able to help reinforce the dimensional barriers of other God and Satan level beings and keep them prisoner, keeping them from ending the universes by coming into it. Gaia can wipe the universe clean and remake it. Clean reality warping. Okay, cool. Finally, something good. Spawn is pretty much unkillable. Even when fighting equals in power, he cannot be killed. He must will himself to die. Oh, he'll will himself to die when fighting Izayoi. But let's move on to the most powerful form of Spawn. God Spawn. Man, the author just slapped wings on this motherfucker and really called him a god. That's pretty damn lazy. God Spawn is the most powerful version of Spawn, and it only appeared for one issue in number 162, I believe. This is Spawn after allowing himself to die by God in Lucifer's hands, and then was able to merge with the Man of Miracles to leave the old universe and remake a new one. Just to clarify, since they did merge, Spawn is allowed to use the Miracle Man's powers, and I want to clearly state that. The Man of Miracles is the maker of the universe, creator and destroyer of any world. He can instantly freeze time, and he can warp reality easily. The Man of Miracles is literally able to pluck God and Lucifer from their own universe, remaking their thrones, depowering them, and placing them in human bodies. Oh, and he can also mind wipe them. The Man of Miracles convinces Spawn to merge with himself to recreate a new world, a new universe actually, that was cut off from the one God and Satan was in. First, I want to be crystal clear with you nerds. No, Spawn is not outerversal. At best, he is high complex multiversal. Remember guys, outerversal is classified as characters who exist and operate beyond the concept of dimensions, including space, time, and any kind of dimensional or cosmological hierarchy. Another way to look at this is that outerversal characters typically exist within a realm or a narrative where dimensions do not apply, often linked to metaphysical or narrative transcendence. Most versions, including the most powerful version of Spawn, God Spawn, is at best like high complex multiversal. Some examples are, well, when he was fighting and defeating entities that rule multiple universes, manipulating or existing outside time and space, resisting divine and internal forces across cosmological scales. But most of this is within a dimensional cosmology and not fully beyond dimensions. Now don't get me wrong, you can argue for outerversal Spawn, definitely you can, with of course the Man of Miracles, but that's only because the Man of Miracles exists beyond the concepts of space and time. But my counter to that argument would be heaven, hell, earth, they're all part of a cosmic hierarchy with defined locations and layers, suggesting spatial dimensionals as as just being relevant. Plus, there's no solid proof that these beings exist beyond dimensions anyways, or existing outside time and space. So, I mean, with that being said, I'm just gonna say he's not outerversal. Pick and choose which side you're on, but I'm going on he's on the more hyperversal side rather than outerversal side. We don't even need to talk about Saitama. Bald, head-ass, dildo-looking cunt bag. Izayoi literally one punches Saitama into oblivion. The gift he has is beyond broken, and Saitama can't ever hope to match his level of power. Attack, speed, durability, haxes, they all go to Izayoi. Fuck Saitama, the fucking brain dead ass fan base. How does it feel to know that Izayoi does a better one punch than the man called One-Punch-Man, the protagonist of the show? But let's get back to Spawn though. Izayoi massively out-hacks his Spawn. It wouldn't even surprise me if Izayoi could literally punch the abilities of Spawn, negating anything he does. Izayoi's gift is beyond broken. His invulnerability effect or ability hacks, whatever, is beyond crack, and good luck erasing him from existence. Spawn is powerful, don't get me wrong, but all the abilities and hacks that Spawn has, I didn't see anything that he could do to basically kill Izayoi. Genuinely, the last embryo Izayoi should be able to just literally one punch this ghetto looking Spider-Man motherfucker into oblivion. Now, I'm not saying that it wouldn't be a stalemate for a little bit, but given the hacks that Izayoi has, defense, durability, speed, everything, he just wins. Plus, with Izayoi's type 8 immortality, there's nothing he could do. Spawn has type 7 immortality. I can't justify outer Spawn, but I mean, same goes for Izayoi. They're both hyper at best. Saitama, honestly, bro, you're like fucking wall level, unironically. I gave my respects to Spawn, I did what I could, but I mean, facts are facts, man. Izayoi just fucking destroys Spawn. Izayoi is the fucking GOAT, guys, and I really hope we get a second season for Mondaji. I really want to see the last embryo Izayoi animated, but with that being said, guys, Saitama fanboys, you guys are a bunch of fucking rejects. I'll catch you beautiful nerds in the next video. Peace.